Hello, my name is Bev Galbraith and thank you very much for joining me here today. We're going to be doing an acrylic painting for beginners, landscape with bulrushes in. Okay, so you will need today a canvas, a larger brush, and a medium-sized brush, and if you can get a flat angle brush, even better. You will need a pencil. I'm using a black marker just so you can see my lines. And a ruler if you want your horizon to be straight, which we do because we all know water doesn't go off like that. It needs to be a straight line. So when you're putting your lines on your canvas to start with, and this is your horizon line where the sky meets the ocean, it must not be in the middle of your canvas. It should be above or below. Today we're going to do it 3 inches below center. And the sun that we're going to put on must not be in the center. It must be off to one side or the other. Today we're going to go off to the left side. All right? So you have your horizon line. And with your large brush, pick up some white paint. All right? White acrylic paint. And you're just going to make a circle. And like I said, off to the left of center and above. And once you get an orange size shape, a round shape, pick up a little bit of yellow and come in and go on the edge of that white. And oh, I've got so much yellow, but that doesn't matter. I'll just go back with some more white. As we're doing wet on wet, it's going to blend pretty well. Okay, and we want this to get large enough to hit the edge of the top. Okay, just going around in circles. And it is blended so much I lost my white, so I'm just going to pick up some more. That's the thing with acrylic paint, it's pretty much goof-proof. You can go back in over top, and I'm just doing this light so it won't mix as much. Okay, and once I have that in, smooth the way I like it, then I will clean my brush, clean all that white and yellow out of there, because yellow and blue makes green. So we have to be careful how much green we put in the sky, because that's not natural. So now I have my clean brush, my large brush. I'm going to load it with the blue, and I'm going to start from the outside and work in. Okay, so I want to paint around this circle, and because it's a circle, I'm pretty much going to paint in a circle going around it. Okay, so pull that paint, and while I'm doing this, my yellow and my white are probably going to dry. If you haven't put on tons of paint, it will have time to dry before we bring these colors together, and then we won't get that green. But if you like green, that's okay too. It can be an abstract, not necessarily a realistic piece. Okay, so you keep painting like that. And once we get closer to that yellow and it is dried, we're going in with our blue, and we're going to add some white to that. And I didn't clean the brush, I'm just picking up the white at the same time as the blue, and they'll mix on the canvas. And we're just going to make our lines going around. And you can control how light that gets by the amount of white you picked up. And if you do wet on wet, it will blend. Okay. I would like some more white in there, so I just pick up some more white. Make it your own. Make it appeal to your eye. And the reason that we don't put things in the right smack dab in the center is because it is more appealing to our eye. Fun fact, the most appealing shape to anybody's eye is a rectangle, which is why you would like scanning the horizon so much. Okay, pick up some more yellow. And don't be scared of the paint, just have fun with it. And when you get this where it looks pretty interesting and you don't have any weird lines, you can always come back after if there's something you need to cover. Then we're going to work on the water. Okay, so I don't need to clean my brush. I'm still using blue. So I'm going to do my water. And I'm going to go right across that horizon line. And water is flat, so I don't want any lumps. Back and forth. Don't paint this up and down. Paint it back and forth, right to left, left to right. And your water is always darkest near the horizon line. As you move down, you can pick up some white, and that will lighten it as you're going down. Keep working your way down, adding more white as you go. Okay, all the way down, and if you're having trouble down here because of your easel, just flip your canvas. You can flip it like this, or you can flip it right upside down and keep working on it, as long as you're doing the same direction. All right. So, our water is done, and our sky is done. Now we need to pick up some of the light. Oh, of course I got paint all over the place, whatever. Okay, so highlights in the water. I'm using the same fat brush, and I'm just dipping the very edge in the white. And then I'll come here and I'll do some winkly little lines. Coming down, getting skinnier, skinnier, and fading out. Okay? And that's the reflection of the sun. And I might even put a little bit of yellow down here, because there's yellow in the sky. Just down at the bottom. Alrighty. Washing my brush, because I'm changing colors. Okay, now we're going to use black. And black is pretty powerful and can get all over the place. So because our sun is on the left side, we want to balance it out by bringing the black a little heavier on the right side. This is going to be our hill. Okay, I'll make a little bit along here. Alrighty. And it can be lumpy, bumpy, whatever. It's nature, it's not perfect. Okay, done with this brush. I'm going to clean it off as much as I can. Later I'll clean it with dish soap and water to get all the paint out. Now I'm turning to a flat angle brush. Alright, my favorite brush. I could do a whole painting in this brush. Now, again with the black, and I'm going to load this brush on both sides, not gobs of paint, but enough to color the edge of the brush. And I'm going to make bulrushes. And again, we're going to balance this by making the tallest bulrush along the side. And just draw that down like that. This is why I like angle brushes. They make fantastic lines. If you push it a little, you can get a leaf. As long as it's loaded correctly and your paint is flowing like warm cheese whiz, you're good to go. And you can put these guys wherever you want them. Okay, we're going to be making a whole bunch of them, just dragging them down. Some of them can cross the other ones. They can be crooked. Just a whole whack of them. And one on this side. Now some of these can have little dots. I'm just using the corner of my angle brush. Make little dots. And we have a whole bunch of grasses down here. And I keep loading my brush so that it runs smoothly. Alrighty, and you can do as much or as little as you want. And then you want to do the head of the bulrush. So, great angle brush for that. So I start at the top and I can move out, down, and back in. On the other side, out, down, and back in. Right, and he has a little piece sticking out of the top. Loading my brush, doing another one. Place it, go out, down, and back in. Out, down, and back in. Fill that in. A little guy at the top. And they don't have to be perfect. They can be fuzzy and lumpy and all that. Okay, I'll do another one here. Out, down, and back in. And again, we're doing a balancing act, okay? So that it flows. And we have some over here. Okay, and the other important thing, I'm cleaning the black off my brush, is highlights. Just like in the water, I want highlights in the bulrushes. And it's important that you keep the highlights on the side that is toward the light. So I don't want my highlights on that side, I want them on the left side, because that's where the light is. And it's just a hit and miss thing. Just put a few things along the side there. And if you want to have some on there, and just do hit and miss, because it looks a lot more natural. Okay, that's almost done. You can add more grasses, more twigs. You can stop when you want, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, which is wrong. Artist rule, always have an odd number, because it is, again, it's more pleasing to the eye. So I'll stick a little guy in here somewhere. And a little guy here. So that I have an odd number. It just works better. And again, he needs a highlight. Quick and easy. And when you're done, the most important thing is to sign the bottom right-hand corner with your signature, and your masterpiece is done. So thank you very much for joining me for this beginner's class, and I hope you will come back again and join us. And if you get a chance, check out my website, bevgalbraithart.com. Thank you. Bye.